Welcome to Hate It or Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revelist. So today I'm going to be reviewing Glass Onion Knives Out. So Glass Onion Knives Out is a direct sequel to the original Knives Out movie that came out in 2019. It brings back our James Bond, Daniel Craig. He comes back to play Detective Blunt. And then this was a stacked cast, just like in the original, we had a stacked cast in that one. This one, we have Edward Norton, we have Kate Hudson, we got Dave Bautista, we got Ethan Hawke. I mean, you name it, we got it. We got a huge cast in this one, and it was like amazing cast once again. So where this movie takes place, where we got this billionaire guy, he decided to do a mystery dinner with his friends. So he invites all his friends, all his best friends, to come to his mansion to play this game. And it's a mystery game, so they gotta solve and figure out who kills the billionaire, who's the one that kills him, figure out his murder. And the funny thing is, Detective Blunt gets invited to this party, but the funny thing is, the mystery is, who invited him? That's the whole synopsis of the movie. But what did I think about this movie? I gotta say, I actually like this movie better than the first one. And I loved the first Knives Out. Like, the first Knives Out was amazing. Because I'm a big fan of, like, mystery, whodunit movies. I love Clue. You know, I really loved Murdered by Death. If you have never seen Murdered by Death, you should see that movie. I love the Pink Panther films. Like, I love a good mystery / comedy. Like, I love those movies. I eat those movies up. Those movies are great. So with this one, it was just Daniel Craig as Detective Blunt. He's amazing. In this movie, he reminds me of Columbo. If you haven't never seen the show Columbo, Columbo's a detective that he kind of plays dumb, but he's really smart. And the funny thing is, he solved the case already, but he kind of the person he knows who did it, he kind of bugs them and becomes an annoying nuisance, and until the person kind of reveals reveals what they did. So he's kind of like that, and he reminds me of that a lot in this film. The story premise reminds me of Clue. It also reminds me of Murder by Death, because the premise and the plotting. I mean, we had some good acting in here too, and some quirkiness too. I mean, Kate Hudson playing the dumb rich girl. She was great at it. There were times she went a little bit over the top, but it was really fun. Dave Bautista, he's starting to show his acting chops, and I'm starting to appreciate him a lot more in a lot of movies because he's starting to grow, in his acting career. And then Edward Norton, come on. Edward Norton played the billionaire, was really cool. Everything felt like a Clue-esque type of movie. And what I did enjoy about the film, how it sets up, the whole setup. So you got your first hour, explains to you, gives you all the characters, gives you all the mystery, and gives you all the twists, and you trying to figure out who done it. And then right after that first hour, the second hour and a half is all revealed. And what's good about the reveal is all detailed. So there's no loopholes, there's no things like, wait a minute, that don't make any sense. No, every detail of what you've seen and what you were thinking of while you were watching the movie was revealed. And it was revealed really good and then it came together to the end to give you a good climactic surprise. So I really enjoyed that. See, what I liked about these Knives Out films is that we get a mystery, but you think the mystery is already solved in the middle of the film. But then when it gets to the end of the film, no, that's not all of it. There is more. And I like that about these films. And I think everybody did an amazing job. I mean, to me, I think they gave a nod to James Bond in this film because the mansion itself and Edward Norton, I'm sorry, it felt like a James Bond mansion. It felt like one of those villains in James Bond that have these weird high-tech mansions and their car on the roof type of thing. It felt just like that. And Edward Norton reminded me of a Bond villain. I'm just saying, he reminded me of a Bond villain. The way he talks and the way he acts and his mansion itself remind me of that. So I felt like that was a nod to 007, which is funny because Daniel Craig is James Bond, which I kind of find that hilarious. And this movie has some funny moments. I mean, they have some good, funny moments. Even though there's certain parts that made it take it seriously, but it has some good, funny moments. I mean, it's not like Clue or Murder by Death where it's a straight up spoof, a straight up comedy. This one has comedy in it, but it doesn't take away the seriousness and the craziness of a movie. To me, it doesn't. So I like the balance of that. And I gotta say, even though I am not a big Rian Johnson's the one that directed it, and I wasn't a big fan of The Last Jedi, but I feel like he finally got his franchise, Knives Out, and I think he needs to stick with this. No more Star Wars, please. No more Star Wars, please. Rian Johnson, please. I'm sorry. But his Knives Out movies have been great, very smart, and is very intelligent, and the way everything is woven is very intelligently. So I advise, if you haven't seen this, go see it in the movie theater because it brings that good experience if you do, because I think it's only going to be in the movies for like a week or two. Netflix may put it for longer because it did make money over the weekend, so hopefully. So, what do I rate this movie? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? I gotta give it a love. I did enjoy this movie. I did love this movie. I mean, to me personally, it was better than the original, and I really like the original. If you want to check out my review on the original Knives Out, click on my videos, and you can watch my review on the original Knives Out. So, like, subscribe, let me know what you thought about Glass Onion. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was something in between? And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.